How to train for your first 5K. First and foremost, congratulations on deciding to take that step, draw the line in the sand, put your foot down, and finally start running. It is an awesome accomplishment to just decide, make that decision and start it. But now is the time to put it into work, put it in the training, and then eventually see results in the end. So today I'm going to give you 3 tips on how they can apply to any training cycle, any training regimen. And so let's go ahead and get into it. Tip number 1, get a training plan. Now, everybody has different schedules. Everybody has, is in a different phase of life. Everybody has different abilities, and that is totally fine. That is okay. And there is not one training regimen out there or training plan that is the best, that's universal. You have to find what fits your schedule and that will works best for you and will ultimately help you achieve your goal, which is obviously to run the 5K or complete it. Now, if you have a time goal, obviously you probably want more of an advanced training plan to where like, hey, I need to focus on hitting these times in training and I need to prep more and prepare more. But if you're just starting out, you just want to complete it, don't stress on what one is the best. There is not necessarily one better than the other. I would just find something that works best for you and that you can ultimately stick to. And that leads me into my next point, tip number 2, which is dedication and discipline and desire are what's going to get you from the start line to the finish line. And what I mean by that is you have to be completely disciplined in getting up in the morning if you have to, or going out at night when you've probably worked all day or done something all day to where you're exhausted and you're tired, you don't want to do it. But you have to have that ultimate desire, and it's something within you, that willpower, that's going to get you to the starting line and then ultimately get you to the finish line. All that is easier said than done. I understand. I've been there. I've done that. But it's a hard thing to do. I understand that life is tough, that it's, obstacles are going to get in your way, injuries are going to get in your way, fatigue, stress, things and hurdles that you're going to have to jump over and obstacles. But, it's part of it. It's part of life. It's part of training. And ultimately, it's a part of running. You're going to have days when you feel like you cannot possibly go out and run. There are going to be days when you feel really, really good and you're like, yes, I can do this. I'm motivated. I want to do this for my kids, for my friends, for myself. I can do this. And there are going to be days where this absolutely just sucks. It's a love-hate relationship. That is what running is. From the time that you start to the time when you become advanced and more of an expert in the sport, it's the same thing. I've been doing it for almost 18 years now, and I still have a love-hate relationship with it. And it's okay. But find a training plan that you feel like can work for you, that you will stick to, you're disciplined, ultimately your desire is bigger than the training itself. And which leads me into my last point, enjoy the journey. That's ultimately what it comes down to, guys. Enjoying the journey, enjoying the ride. Yes, there are going to be days when you feel like not training, when you feel like it's hopeless, when you just really don't feel like doing it. And then there are going to be days when you're so motivated and you're so happy and getting the results that I deserve and that I've been ultimately working towards. But, you just got to keep putting one foot in front of the other. It's so easy to get caught up in, he or she is doing better than me. Why are they seeing results faster than me? Why are they doing this? Well, you don't know the full context. Maybe they have an athletic background. Maybe they've have a background in running. Maybe they're just a great athlete and they have a God-given ability or talent. You just don't know. But for me, in the very beginning of my running career, I actually got cut from the track team. So most people don't know this, but when I was in middle school, I got cut from the track team and it broke me down. Like, I remember I'm crying. I lost my emotions totally. My mother actually came to me and said, use that energy to prove to the coach and to your peers and your classmates that they made a mistake. So, what that ultimately did to me within the next year to year and a half, going into my freshman year of high school, which, making that varsity team is a huge thing because status is a lot when you're in high school. You walk with this, pride and this, this confidence, like I've done something that not a lot of people can do or are capable of doing. And so what I did was I trained my ass off going into my freshman year of high school during the summer, during the fall, basically leading up into tryouts. And what I did was basically I wanted to make sure that pain and that emotion and all that pain, all that trauma, I wanted to make sure going into high school that I never endured that type of pain again. And what I did was I stayed in my lane, I stayed focused, and I had this huge desire to achieve something that I ultimately wanted more than anything else. I didn't care what upperclassmen, I didn't care who else was coming in as a freshman. I wanted to do something, and I dedicated a lot of time and effort and energy into achieving my goal. And ultimately, I ran all 4 years in high school on the varsity cross country team and a couple years on the track team as well. But I stuck to my guns, and I basically did exactly what I'm telling you to do. So I hope that story will give you encouragement and give you inspiration, because anybody can achieve anything they want. They just have to be willing to work for it, and ultimately in the end, doing it and staying disciplined and staying dedicated to their craft and staying in their lane and, just enjoying the ride, enjoying the journey. That's ultimately what it comes down to, you guys. But I hope that you guys have enjoyed this video. If you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, join the TOWKA tribe, become part of this family. If you haven't seen the last video on how to build your stamina in running, I'd encourage you to go check that out, and I will see you guys on the other side.